What's going on, men? This is Renegade number one. If you decide that you want to be a rebel, you will definitely understand where I'm coming from. If you decide you want to be a rat, if you want to be another person, maybe you might not understand. Not yet. But it's very important for you guys to understand that you have to be aware of what's really going on. And with that being said, I want to talk about the lies we've been told. And one being, the lie that we've been told was, one of the lies that we've been told was that authority is important. It's important that you must submit and follow other people's orders. That is something that many people have been conditioned to believe. The thing is, you have to understand how. Let's talk about a term. You got to understand, what does government mean? And I've said it before. We use this term so much, we actually don't know what it means. Government means mind control. It's real simple. Govern and mint. But let's go further than that. Laws. The government makes laws. If you had freedom, you should have the freedom. This is how I look at it. If you had freedom, you should have the freedom to reject. But guess what? If you reject the law, what happens? The government does not make offers. They give commands. Laws are synonymous with commands. The only thing they did was change the wording. It's all semantics. They reworded everything. Law is synonymous with command. You follow the law, aka the command. If you don't follow the law, the command, you will be jailed or fined or killed. That doesn't sound like a place of freedom, because they want to sell you this false idea that you're free. You're free upon certain limitations. You can't do what you want to do. And even with this false belief that, the Constitution is your rights, they violate those. They violate those rights. Those rights of so-called speech, the right of freedom of press, the right to bear arms, right? The probable cause. All of these laws are given. They're made up by other people. And I'm just going to let you know right now, that's the mentality that you have to change. Stop saying my God-given rights. For one, you shouldn't even believe in God. God is the first construct of the matrix that you should have looked past already. If you're still stuck on religion and you still believe in God, you're truly not red-pilled or black-pilled. You're still stuck in the confines of the matrix, because that's the number one inhibitor that will hold you back mentally. If you want to deny that, then continue doing what you're doing. But moving on, you have to understand that they will violate those rights that have been given to you. They don't care. They don't exist. It's funny how the biggest foot soldiers for the matrix is the police. Let's be honest. What does police mean? If I police your mind, if I'm walking around, what does police mean? Right? Police to me means instruct. I'm instructing you. I'm telling you what to do. I'm making sure you're in order. You follow the laws that are in place, the commands. You follow the commands of the government. That you respect the authority. This is something that we've been taught when we were in elementary school. We've been taught when we were in elementary school, walking a single file line. If you don't do that, you're misbehaving. You get a bad grade or something as far as conduct. Your conduct detrimental. And then you go home and get your ass whooped. You understand? You're being abused as a child. You are abused. You were taught to submit. You understand? You had the wool pulled over your eyes as a kid. You've been taught to believe that there's good authority and there's bad authority. I'm just gonna let you know, there is no such thing as good authority. Fuck the police. Fuck the fire department. Fuck the military. Fuck the politicians. Those people don't serve you any good. They don't. They don't care about you. They only serve to control you. Those people are not people. They've been imputed with false knowledge only to control you. They will sell their souls for a nickel to keep you enslaved. You understand? You got news anchors that will take $60,000 a year and sell you lies by reading a script in front of a camera. They don't care if it's true or false, as long as they do their job. That's a machine. If you do exactly that, you're a machine. There's no excuses. Okay? I will never sell my soul to tell you guys lies. I want you to free yourself from the lies. Like I said, they inculate this status, a status approach into us at a young age. And a status is a person that believes in authority. Right? My thing is, I'm not allowing other people's ideas and beliefs to control me. I'm not going to allow another human being to rule over me. Think about that. Another human being is set to rule over you due to the circumstances that are being created. I'm not flying with that. You should not be okay with that. Why are we living under other people's beliefs and ideologies? The governors don't care about us. They're governors. A governor is synonymous. Look, when I told you semantics, you got to pay attention to semantics. Governor is synonymous with dictator. That's all it is. They pass laws that don't even fucking work, and they continue to give you this sense of false hope and freedom and change that's soon to come. How many times have you been promised that over and over and over again? It's never came about because guess what? It's all a game. I understand that life is a game that you will always end up playing until you say, you know what? I'm just gonna pull my remote control. I'm just gonna disconnect entirely. Pull my remote controller from the game and not play anymore. I'm at that level where I already removed myself from the game. Those who continue to play the game, they will continue to be aimless zombies. They will continue to be the rats in the maze, continuing to fight for every speck of cheese that they find. And they think that's good. They think that being a slave is good. That's a slave. It's all wordplay. Listen, connect the actions together. What does a slave do? A slave works. They can't say anything. They can't do anything. A worker, you get paid money to do something over and over and over again, and then that's it. You produce for a company. If you don't, think about it like this: what happens if we refuse to work and the money's not a good distraction anymore? Then they'll have to use force eventually. And why is it that some people are given the right to rule over others? That contradicts the idea of equality. We are not all equal. That's just some shit that they tell you. We're not equal. It's funny. It's cute. It makes people feel good. You have to get out of your feelings. You got to understand that the truth is ugly. It's a ugly motherfucker. And as much as you can't stare the truth in the face and you want to put a veil on it because it's so ugly, do not put a veil over the truth. Okay? You have to be strong mentally. You have to be mentally tough. Fortify your mind to where you can handle any form of truth. It's a bunch of contradictions. It's a bunch of loopholes. It's all lies, people. Think about it like this. Right now, there's a group of people who are meeting right now, coming up with laws that we must follow. We don't have to listen to that. We don't have to fall by that. We have to get courage to do these things. We have to rebel. You either got two choices. You become a rat and just survive and be mediocre, or you can be a rebel where we can unify together, we can come up with ideas, we can decide that we're not going to stand for bullshit anymore, and that we're going to, eventually inspire millions of men. That's the goal, to inspire millions of men. I can't do this on my own. I'm not the smartest person in the world, and I don't care about not being the smartest person in the world. But what I want you to do is actually sit down and think, is the life that I'm actually living actually my life, or was it taught to me? Ask yourself this question on your off time or during your downtime. Am I doing what I want to do? Am I doing what I have to do? Strong people do what they want to do. Weak people do what they have to do. So that's something that you have to think. You can't trust nobody. There is no such thing. This kills me. There's no such thing as positive or negative authority. That's some stuff they tell you just to control you. We view the police as positive authority. That's some stuff they say to allow them to break in your house, to shoot you, to steal from you. It's a joke. Most of the people that even work in the police force are degenerates. They're fucking degenerates. They have no ethical values. It's laughable. You understand? Those should be the first people that you look at as machines or ground soldiers of the Matrix. Those are ground soldiers. They work for the Matrix. Those people are conditioned to be in the Matrix forever. You can't pull everybody out of the Matrix. I'm sorry. We've been taught, this is another thing too. This is the thing. You got people who are focused on being rewarded for their good deeds. You're not going to be rewarded for being truthful. I had a brother say the reason he believes in God is because he wants to go to heaven. He thinks heaven is a reward. That's how easy it is to control humans. We say there's an award, and we get them to do something, and there is no award at the end. Don't you get that? They use positive reinforcement to get what they want. That's all it is. They use money to get you to be a slave. They use heaven to get you to blindly believe in something that doesn't exist. Don't you get that? They use false lies and beliefs to get you to elect somebody that's not going to really make any change. They always say, if I was elected president, everybody will be equal, free everything. Never happens. I will lower the taxes and increase the employment rate. Never happens. I promise that I'm going to bring more income into the impoverished environments. Never happens. They just say things because it makes you feel good. It sounds good, so they get you every time. This positive reinforcement has been a son of a bitch. You got to understand, there is no such thing. You cannot be driven by reward. There's no such thing, man. If you're driven by reward, you will always be a slave. They know how to play humans. They know how to play human nature. You have to understand that being a law-abiding citizen does not what's the word? You're not going to be successful by being a law-abiding citizen. The most corrupt people are the ones running the country. Corrupt people run our world. It's not law-abiding citizens. That's a lie. That's another lie that we've been told. If you follow rules and be a subordinate, you're a successful person. It's a virtue. That's something that they've tricked you into believing. Don't be a fool and think because you follow the law, you're a good person. Fuck being a good person. Who gives a fuck? The rebel is the good person. The person that fights against the bullshit system is the good person. You understand? So, question, are your values really your values? That's the thing. When you come into this world, they try to tell you what's good and what's bad. They try to brainwash you early. Don't trust these people. Sometimes what's actually bad is actually good. You know, it's funny. If you want to get really biblical, Lucifer, the devil, or, you know, Satan himself, he's not a bad person. I guarantee you he was just rebelling against God's plan. He disagreed with him and he sent them to hell and said, everybody, he's a bad person because he disagreed with me. That's sad. And that's exactly how people get controlled. You associate a bad reputation with a person. You try to destroy their reputation, make them look bad, so everybody can stand against them, stand away from them. We are the devil. We are the Lucifers. We're looked at as the traitors. When in actuality, we're fighting against a false belief. That's all it is. You know, we've been taught to believe that obeying authority is good, that being controlled is good. They always say this saying too, to be a good leader, you must be a good follower. That's a lie. These are all lies we've been told. And I feel like, to be honest with you, everybody's not going to wake up. But for those who have been enlightened, for those who have been awakened by my message today, I thank you for that. And I just want to let you guys know that you're not alone. Keep fighting and die on your feet and not live on your knees. Remember that. Don't just be content with living. Be content with living life your way, not through other people's lenses, but through your lens. If you don't agree with what I'm saying, that's fine. But we got to live together. This is it's not about race. It's not, you know what I mean? It's about a bunch of brothers from all over the world coming together and uniting to destroy this system. If anybody wants to stand in our way, they're getting ran the fuck over. This is zero tolerance. We have no remorse, no mercy, and we're going to make moves right now. I am the future. You are the future. But yeah, man, it's something that that humans have suffered, that humanity has suffered over time. You know, remember, these three types of people are your enemies: politicians, military, and police. Those are your enemies. Those are your enemies, period. And it's funny. Why is it that a judge has the right to decide your fate, or the jury for that matter? At the end of the day, it's a group of people. Fuck all this terminology shit. At the end of the day, I'm just gonna call it for what it is. It's a group of people that run the world. It's a small group that run the world and tell the world what to do through commands, through laws. You gotta understand that there's more of us than there are of them. And you gotta decide, we're the majority. As the majority, we give the politicians power. As the majority, we give the judge power. As a majority, we give the police the power. We can rebel on everybody, and they're fucked. The thing is, I have to get the majority together. We as the majority, we gotta unite. You understand? Numbers trumps everything. But we got to be smart, we got to be tactful, and we have to share ideas. And that's it, man. Brainstorm. That's the key. Brainstorming. Talking on the phone. But I love you guys. This is all love, man. And this is Renegade #1. Like the video, share, subscribe. Peace.